Join Kids Hut family.
Get out of my way. Please stop. Henry. Ouch. Hey. Get away from him, Henry. That's wrong, Henry. Get out of here. I will make sure you get suspended for this. John, let me see, where did he hurt you? Henry is so rude. Hey boys, what happened? Henry pushed John to the ground. Oh no! John, are you okay? Yes, dear. Thanks to my friends. They all saved me. I'm glad to hear that. The unity among you guys just reminded me of a story. We would love to hear the story. Yes, please. Okay, here we go. The Four Friends and the Hunter. Once upon a time, in a jungle lived four friends: a deer, a crow, a turtle, and a rat. They were very good friends and spent most of their time together. Guys, did you see that hunter? We need to hide. I agree. He looks dangerous. Let's find a place to hide. I don't think I can run fast enough though. What should I do? Don't worry, Turtle. We'll figure something out. As the hunter approached, the four friends scrambled to find a place to hide. The crow flew to the highest branch of the nearby tree. The rat hid in a nearby hole, and the deer ran fast and hid in the bushes. Unfortunately, the turtle could neither hide nor run and was eventually caught by the hunter. Help! Help me, guys! We must do something to save our friend. But how? The hunter is stronger than us. I have an idea. Crow, can you fly high to locate the hunter? Yes, I can do that. The crow flew high to locate the hunter, and the deer followed him. As soon as they found the hunter, the deer overtook him from a different route and lay still at some distance, pretending to be dead. What's this? A dead deer? This is my lucky day. The hunter saw the deer and dropped his sack to run towards it. Meanwhile, the rat came to the spot and bit the sack with his teeth to free the turtle. Thank you, rat. I thought I could not be saved today. Don't thank me yet. We still must get out of here. On the other hand, the deer ran away in the dense forest as soon as the hunter came closer. The hunter was taken aback as to what had happened and returned to the place where he had dropped his sack. To his surprise, the sack was empty and the turtle was missing. He returned home empty-handed, and the four friends celebrated their escape. We did it! We saved our friend! I'm glad everything turned out okay. Thank you, guys. I don't know what I would have done without you. That's what friends are for. We stick together and help each other out. That was a beautiful story, Tia. We are the four friends, aren't we? Ha ha! Yes, we are. I really like the story. Thanks, Tia. I'm glad you guys liked it. The story teaches us that there's strength in unity. The hunter was stronger than the four friends, and despite this, the animals worked together to save their friend. Similarly, in life, we should always remain close to our family and close friends who are supportive and cheer for us, come what may. That is a valuable lesson. Thank you, Tia. Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
Bless you, Tofu. You're sneezing.
Achoo!
Take this handkerchief.
Why do we sneeze?
Almost anything that irritates or tickles inside your nose can cause you to sneeze, like dust, pollens, cold air, pets, and pepper can cause sneezing.
But what happens when we sneeze?
The nose is an extremely sensitive organ that regulates the air we breathe. It makes sure we breathe clean and healthy air. Air sometimes has tiny particles that are unsuitable for us.
Achoo!
When we sneeze, our
Achoo!
nostrils expel the
Achoo!
irritating particles.
Achoo!
It could be dust,
Achoo!
flowers, pepper bottle,
Achoo!
and pets.
Achoo!
You can also sneeze a lot when you are suffering from cold, as the lining of your nose is swollen.
Sneezing can send tiny particles speeding out of your nose at up to 100 miles per hour. So what's the process?
When the inside of your nose gets a tickle, a message is sent to a special part of your brain, and the brain sends a message to all the muscles that have to work together to sneeze. Did you realize that you always close your eyes when you sneeze?
Really? Achoo! Achoo! Yes, you are right. Oh, look there! It's a rainbow!
Yes, a rainbow, Tofu. Can you tell me all the colors in the rainbow?
Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red.
Vibgyor, that's the way to remember it.
All 7 colors, and it looks so pretty. But how is a rainbow formed?
Rainbows are spectacular rays of color. Sunlight looks white, but it's really made of different colors. A rainbow is seen when the sun shines after the rain.
White light is made of 7 colors. Wow! What's this?
It's a prism. Okay, let me explain it to you with the help of a prism. The sun forms a rainbow when white light passes through raindrops. The raindrops act like tiny prisms. When sunlight passes through a raindrop, it bends and scatters into the band of colors. This can be reflected back to you as a rainbow.
But where do I look for a rainbow?
You need to remember 3 things. First, it must be raining.
It must be raining.
Second, the sun must be shining.
The sun must be shining.
Third, you must be between the sun and the rain. Okay, Tofu, now let's enjoy watching the wonderful rainbow. are you looking at?
At the moon. It looks so beautiful. But Tia, why does the moon shine?
Now that's quite interesting, Tofu. Technically, the moon does not shine by itself because it has no light of its own. It appears to shine because of the sunlight that reaches it. Tofu, let's go home. I'll explain you how the moon shines. Hold this ball in your hands, Tofu, and I'll hold this flashlight in my hand.
Okay, but what do they represent?
The flashlight in my hand represents the sun, the ball in your hand represents the earth, and the mirror on the wall represents the moon. Do you see the mirror shining and that light getting reflected on the ball, Tofu?
Yes.
This is what happens. The moon just reflects the light of the sun, and what we see is the reflection of that light.
Oh.
The moon reflects only 7% of the sun's light and then glows softly. The fact that it glows softly and reflects only 7% of sun's light is that it absorbs most of the light that falls on it from the sun.
Now I know why the moon looks so beautiful.
Now time to sleep, Tofu.
Tia, why do trees lose their leaves in the autumn season?
Before telling you why trees shed their leaves, do you know, Tofu, how trees get their energy?
Energy?
Yes, energy. Just like we eat food to get energy, trees make their food too to get energy.
How do they make their food?
Trees use sunlight from the sun and water from the ground to make their food. The leaves use this sunlight and water to make food.
But I didn't understand, why do they shed leaves?
When the winters set in, the days become shorter and the sunlight is hardly available. So when sunlight is not available, the trees cannot make food. Rather than continuing to make food with little sunlight, they go in a rest position by shedding their leaves. This way, they use very little energy and have just enough water and nutrition stored in their trunk to stay alive till spring arrives. When spring arrives, the temperature goes up and there is more sunlight. New leaves grow and cover the tree once more.
Oh, but why do I see some trees not shedding their leaves all throughout the year?
That's because there are some tree species that retain their leaves all throughout winters. They are called evergreen trees. That's because these trees are used to the cold and have very deep roots that can reach water and nutrition even in snowy conditions.
Wow! After so much interesting information, I think I need some food too.
let's go and ask Mom what's for dinner. I can't see anything, Tia. Wait, I'll look for the torch. Oh, thank God. But Tia, why is it that we can't see in the dark and only in light? That's because, Tofu, in order to see, the eyes must receive light, and darkness is the absence of light. I didn't get you, Tia. Most of the objects we see around us are visible by reflected light, reflected sunlight, or reflected artificial light. You are able to see these objects because light reflects, and this reflected light is what becomes a mirror image in our eyes. Since darkness is the absence of light, there is no light in the darkness to be reflected from chairs, tables, or people to our eyes, and therefore we cannot see these objects. But we are able to see in the dark after some time. Why is that then? You have probably noticed that it is difficult to see objects inside a house when you have just come in from the bright sunlight. After you have been in the house a little while, your eyes adapt themselves to the dimmer light and you can see perfectly well. Oh, thank God! We have torches when it gets dark. God! This was so much fun! Yes, it certainly was. But Tia, why do I taste salt in my mouth? Why is the seawater salty? When the rain flows over the land, the water washes salt and other minerals out of the rocks and gets mixed with the water in the streams, rivers, etc. The rivers finally carry the salt to the sea. The salt stays in the sea as no water flows out of the sea. When the sea water evaporates to form clouds, almost all the salt stays behind. The left behind salt slowly gets collected over a period of time, and this is how seawater gets salty. Oh, that is the reason we cannot drink seawater. It's too salty. Yes, almost 96% of water on Earth is in the oceans. And still we cannot drink it directly. Water, water everywhere and not a drop to drink. Are you all right?
Nah, just a hiccup. But why do we get hiccups?
Hiccups are funny ones. Most simple cases of hiccups come after eating or drinking too much or too quickly. You must be wondering where these funny noises are coming from. The part to be blamed is your diaphragm. This is a dome-shaped muscle at the bottom of your chest, and all hiccups start here. The diaphragm helps in breathing. When you inhale, it pulls down to help pull air into the lungs. When you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes and the air flows out of the lungs back to the nose and mouth. But sometimes the diaphragm becomes irritated. When this happens, it pulls down in a jerky way, which makes you suck air into your throat suddenly. When the air rushing in hits your voice box, you're left with a big hiccup. Do you know that almost all cases of hiccups last only a few minutes? Everyone has their own pet remedy for curing hiccups. Simply holding your breath is often effective. Good job, Tofu. Now let's put it back in water. Let's not kill it, as it won't be able to breathe outside water.
Why, Tia? If we can breathe outside water, then why can't fish do that too?
That's because we have lungs to breathe. What we breathe is oxygen, and when it enters the windpipe, it goes straight to the lungs. The lungs help us to breathe in air.
Fish don't have lungs?
No, Tofu, fish don't have lungs. They have gills.
What are gills?
They are similar to our lungs. Behind its mouth, they have holes just like our nose. Fish breathe by taking in oxygen from the water it drinks. The gills separate the oxygen present in the water and throw out the water and the carbon dioxide.
So are you trying to say that we have lungs and they have gills to breathe?
Yes.
Breathe underwater too.
No, Tofu, you can't. You need a snorkeling pipe to make you breathe underwater.
Oh, let's do it, Tia.
It's so hot. I know, Tofu. Deserts are hot. Why don't you keep yourself hydrated by drinking water? But Tia, don't our camels need water too? They do, Tofu, but not as much as we or other animals do. So you want to say they can survive without water? Yes, camels can survive up to 10 months without a sip of water, given the fact that they get sufficient moisture from green vegetation and dew. How is that possible? Do you know camels can store water?
Yes, they store water in their humps.
That's not true. Camels typically live in deserts where there is scarcity of both water and food. A camel's hump is a huge lump of fat which can weigh up to 80 pounds. This hump allows it to survive for up to a period of 2 weeks without food, but the hump has nothing to do with water. Oh! So it's not true that camels store water in the humps. So where does he store the water for such a long time? A camel can drink up to 40 gallons of water in just 15 minutes. They can conserve water by managing their body temperatures. When the camels drink water, this swells up their red blood cells in an oval shape, which gradually keeps their body hydrated. The following 3 mechanisms help the camel to survive in extreme conditions of the desert. Camels rarely sweat in summers. Camels rarely sweat in summers. They lose less water in urine, which is in form of solid crystals. They lose less water in urine. Lastly, they have thick-skinned coats that can keep their body cool. They have thick-skinned coats. So, Tofu, what 2 things did you gather from our conversation? 1. That camels don't store water in their humps. 2. That water gets stored in oval-shaped red blood cells. That's absolutely right, Tofu. You learn quite fast. Tia, is hair also a part of the body? Yes, Tofu. And nails? Yes, even nails too. Then why it does not hurt when we cut our nails or hair, but it does hurt when our other body parts get hurt? That's quite an interesting observation that you have made, Tofu. Our body parts get hurt because they have nerve sensations in them. So whenever you get bruised, the tissues and cells in the skin get damaged and nerves send sensations to the brain. But the parts of our hair and nails that lie above the skin's surface are made up of keratin.
Keratin?
Yes, keratin. It is comprised of dead cells of a tough protein. Since these cells are dead, there is no sensitivity in them. Thus, when we cut our hair or nails, there is no sensation whatsoever. Tofu, what are you doing? It hurts.
Sorry, Tia, but you just said hair and nails don't hurt?
That's because both hair and nails have nerve endings just below the skin's surface.
Ouch!
So if our hair is pulled or nails cut too short, these nerves are affected and this could hurt us.
Thanks, Tia. Now I can go and tell all my friends in school about this interesting fact about our body.
Sure, Tofu, you are most welcome.
Oh, Tofu, I am so sorry, but your project still isn't up to the mark. You need to do better. But Miss Clary, this is the 4th time I made this project. I know, Tofu, but it needs some improvement. Tofu, what's wrong? Tia, I failed my science project for the 4th time. I don't think I can ever fulfill my dream of being a scientist. Oh, Tofu, don't give up on your dream just because you couldn't get your project passed. You must stay consistent in working towards your goal no matter what. That's exactly what Princess Isabella did too. Princess Isabella? Yes, come on, I'll tell you a story. Change your mood now. Princess Isabella. Once upon a time, in a magical kingdom far away, there lived a young princess named Isabella. She had long golden hair and big blue eyes that sparkled like diamonds. One day, while taking a walk in the royal gardens, she stumbled upon a mysterious cave. Wow, I've never seen this cave before. I wonder what's inside. As she cautiously walked inside, she saw a glowing magical crystal. Without thinking, she picked it up and suddenly the world around her started to spin. When she opened her eyes, she found herself in a completely different world. Where am I? What happened? Just then, a kind fairy appeared before her. Welcome to the enchanted forest, my dear. You're here because of the magical crystal you picked up. It has transported you to this world. But how do I go back to my kingdom? To return to your kingdom, you must find the magical flower that only blooms in the heart of the forest. It's guarded by a fierce dragon. But don't worry, I'll be with you every step of the way. Thank you, fairy. Let's go find that flower. And so, Isabella and the fairy set out on a journey through the enchanted forest. Along the way, they encountered many magical creatures such as talking animals, fairies, and even a unicorn. Wow, this is amazing!
I never knew such a magical world existed.
Yes, it's a world full of wonders and adventures. After many trials and tribulations, they finally reached the heart of the forest where they saw the dragon guarding the magical flower.
Oh no! How are we going to get past the dragon?
Don't worry, Isabella. I have a plan. You distract the dragon and I'll grab the flower for you.
Okay, I'll try my best.
As Isabella started to distract the dragon, the fairy swiftly snatched the flower and handed it to Isabella.
We did it! Now, how do we go back to my kingdom?
Just hold the flower and wish to go back to your kingdom. Isabella closed her eyes and wished with all her heart to go back to her kingdom. When she opened her eyes, she found herself back in her own world holding the magical flower.
Thank you, fairy, for all your help. I'll never forget this magical adventure.
The moral of the story is that you must always believe in the magic within you and never give up on your dreams. With perseverance and determination, anything and everything is possible.
Wow, that was a wonderful story. It surely did give me a lot of confidence. Thanks, Tia.
The dragon is your science project and the magical flower is your dream. Come on now, let's get you all prepped up for the 5th attempt at the project.
Yay! I will pass it this time. Thanks, Tia.
Hey Tofu, are you participating in the football match this year?
No, Tia. I don't feel like I can play that well as the other members. I am the shortest of them all too.
But that doesn't matter, Tofu. You should be confident about yourself.
I don't know how to do that, Tia.
Don't worry, I have something to show you. Would you like to come with me?
Okay, let's go.
Confidence is the key to success.
Hello, my lovely friends. Let's explore this beautiful journey together. Whoa, Tia, I didn't know we had a magical staircase in our backyard.
Well, now you know. You can ask the fairy anything you want.
Oh, fairy, how can I be confident? Very well. So first, you must learn to embrace your uniqueness. Celebrate what makes you special and different from others. Recognize your unique qualities, talents, and strengths. How do I do that? Here, take this notepad and write down what makes you special, your talents, and your strengths. I can play the guitar, and I am very quick with solving math problems. And I can tackle difficult situations calmly. And oh, I can dance like Michael Jackson. Wow, Tofu, that's awesome. You know now what makes you special? Now you are ready to take the next step. The next step is to face your fears. Step out of your comfort zone and try new things, even if they seem scary at first. Each time you face a fear, you become stronger and more confident. I am afraid of heights. I dream of going to the mountains, but I am so scared. I see. Look, there is a small rock towards your right. Why don't you start with rock climbing? Rock climbing? But that rock is massive. Trust yourself and go ahead, Tofu.
Yes, Tofu, you can do it.
did it, Tia. Look.
Yay, Tofu! That's amazing!
Very well, my dear. Come, let's go to the next step. The next step is to set achievable goals. How do I do that? Break down big tasks into smaller, manageable goals. When you achieve these goals, it boosts your confidence and motivates you to keep going. I can plan down my holiday homework such that I don't feel burdened on family trips. That's right, Tofu. You are doing very well. Come, let's take the next step. The next step is to practice. How to do that? Engage in activities or hobbies you enjoy. The more you practice, the more confident you become in your abilities. Tell me something that you love to do. I love playing the guitar, but I am not so good at it. Well, you can take guitar classes. I don't have much time throughout the day. You can just practice for half an hour every day.
That's a great idea, Tofu. Let's get you enrolled for a guitar class soon.
Yay! I would love to. That would be great. Come, let's go to the next step. So now, the next step is to celebrate success. Can you tell me more? Well, learn to celebrate both big and small successes. Acknowledge your achievements and give yourself credit for your hard work and accomplishments. It can be something as small as cooking dinner all by yourself or getting your dream job. Oh, I see. I recently passed my math test with a full score. Well, in that case, you deserve a gift. Here it is. Wow, that's my favorite Transformers toy. Thank you, dear fairy. You're welcome, Tofu. The next step awaits you. The next step is to learn from your mistakes. Understanding that making mistakes is a part of the learning process. Instead of being discouraged, view mistakes as opportunities to grow, improve, and try again. Remember the last time you didn't succeed in making your science project? Yes, Tia, I remember. I was very sad.
But your teacher pointed out your mistake and you corrected it the next time, didn't you?
Yes, I did. That's exactly what learning from your mistakes means. I get it. Thank you. You're welcome, Tofu. Come, let's take the next step now. So the next step is to practice gratitude. Gratitude? What does that mean? You must learn to appreciate the things you have, the people around you, and the opportunities you encounter. Gratitude fosters a positive mindset and boosts self-confidence. Oh, I see. You can start by appreciating the smallest things that you have. For example, perfect health, the food in your belly, or the roof over your head. That's true. God has given me so much to be grateful for. True. So that's it, my child. You have reached the top. I feel so good after learning so much about confidence. In fact, I feel so confident right now. That's great. I will see you guys soon then. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you, O kind fairy. Bye.
So, how do you feel, Tofu?
I feel so confident and happy, Tia. I feel like I can achieve anything with this mindset.
That's great, Tofu. Remember, building confidence is a journey that takes time and effort. Be patient with yourself And don't compare yourself to others. Celebrate your progress and believe in your potential.
I will always keep that in mind. Thanks, Tia. Tia, this year's treasure hunt is tough. I don't think I can do it anymore.
You're giving up too soon, Tofu. Don't you want to be the school president?
I want to, but there is a lot of competition this year. I'm not sure if I can do it. And it's really complicated too.
Well, if you never try, you never know. We must be courageous and determined while taking up challenges just like Princess Leela and little Ava did.
Who are they?
Come on, I'll tell you. The Golden Lion. Once upon a time, in a far-off kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess named Leela. She was kind, smart, and loved by all the people in her kingdom. One day, while walking in the forest, she met a little girl named Ava. She had never seen her before and asked her where she came from.
I come from a village far away from here. I was sent on a quest to find the legendary character, the Golden Lion, who is said to live deep in the forest.
The Golden Lion? I've never heard of him before.
He is a legendary character that has been around for many years. He is known to be the wisest and most powerful creature in the land. It is said that whoever finds him and earns his trust will be granted 3 wishes.
Leela was intrigued and decided to join Ava on her request to find the Golden Lion. They traveled through the forest, facing many obstacles along the way. One night, they found themselves lost and alone in the dark forest. Suddenly, they heard a loud noise and saw a group of creatures approaching them. Who are you, and what are you doing in our territory? We are on a quest to find the Golden Lion. We mean no harm. The Golden Lion? No one has ever seen him. You're wasting your time. Despite the statement, Ava was more determined than ever.
We won't give up until we find him.
The creatures were impressed by Ava's determination and decided to help them. They gave them food and shelter for the night and pointed them in the direction of the Golden Lion. Finally, after many days of traveling, they reached the Golden Lion's cave. They were nervous, but Ava and Leela summoned all their courage and went inside. Who dares to enter my cave?
It is me, Ava, and my friend Princess Leela. We have come to seek your guidance.
The Golden Lion appeared in front of them, and they were in awe. He was majestic with golden fur and piercing green eyes. What do you seek? We seek your wisdom, O great Golden Lion. We want to know the secrets of the universe, and we also seek your blessings. Very well. I will give you what you seek. But first, you must prove your worthiness. You must complete 3 tasks. The first task was to find a rare flower that bloomed only on the highest mountain peak. The second task was to collect a pearl from the deepest part of the ocean. And the third task was to retrieve a feather from a legendary bird that lived in a far-off land. Ava and Leela set out on their tasks, determined to prove their worthiness. They faced many challenges along the way, but they never gave up. Finally, they completed all the tasks and returned to the Golden Lion's cave. He was impressed by their determination and bravery and granted them their wishes. As they were leaving, Leela turned to the golden lion. Thank you for your guidance, O great lion. We will always remember your lessons of courage, determination, and kindness. And with that, they left the cave happy and fulfilled, with a newfound sense of purpose and strength.
Wow, that was a good story, Tia.
And what did you learn from it, Tofu?
I learned that determination and bravery can overcome even the most challenging obstacles, and that kindness and compassion can win over the hearts of even the most powerful creatures.
Very well, Tofu. Now, are you ready to take up the treasure hunt challenge?
Yes, Tia, I can do it.
Awesome, big boy.
For your favorite rhymes, stories, and more, join Kids Hut family. Subscribe here.